Hey yogis, welcome to your power flow with me, Katie. This is a short sequence designed to get you hot and sweaty nice and quickly. Grab yourself a couple of blocks or substitutes. A couple of books work really well, and we'll meet together in child's pose. Just come into a child's pose that feels comfortable, that feels easy. And allow yourself a moment just to settle. Allow your awareness to come to any preconceived ideas of what the practice is going to hold for you and perhaps how you might receive it. On your next exhale, just let all of that go. It is so easy to get caught up in aspects of the physical practice that we dislike, or aspects that challenge us, or perhaps our perceived limitations, and how we might confront those when we step onto the mat. Yogis, before we even move, can you commit to yourself an intention of finding delight in that which is familiar or that which is new? We begin to create space in our minds for a practice of joy. Let's take a long inhale through the nose. Sigh the breath away. Yogis, nice and slowly, start to find your way into tabletop. Take your time rising the heart away from the mat, sliding the hands underneath the shoulders and stacking the hips over the knees. Now as you inhale, come to cow pose, soft belly, tailbone lifts. Exhale, round through to cat. So really squeeze the belly button to the spine. Inhale into cow. Exhale, dome the shoulders. Draw the chin to the chest. Inhale, cow pose. Shining the heart forwards. Exhale, rounding through to cat. And yogis, as ever, free movement is welcome, encouraged. Maybe it's something familiar. Maybe it's something new. But I wonder if you can resist the urge to think about it too much and simply enjoy the sensations you're finding. Start to find a neutral spine now, my loves. We'll tuck into the toes and just lift the hips up and back. Come to your first downward facing dog. So as always, just taking a moment to bend into the knees, to cycle the legs, to take your dog for a walk. And really anything goes. Start to find stillness now. Really pressing the ground away with the hands. As we inhale, we rise to the toes, and then gently, gently, gently start to walk the feet all the way to the top of the mat. And arrive with feet at hip width distance. Take an inhale, find a halfway lift, allowing the weight to pour into the toes. And then exhale, fold forwards into your ragdoll. Hands around the elbows, a little sway from side to side. So really heavy in the upper body, grounding through all four corners of the feet. Then we'll take the hands behind the back of the body. We'll interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back, allow this beautiful opening through the front of the chest, this gentle tuck of the chin. And then we're going to keep the hands as they are. And we're going to energize the knuckles up towards the sky as we slowly, slowly rise to standing. Keeping this opening of the chest until the head rises up into Tadasana. And we take a small back bend. And then release to standing. So allowing the hands to have energized fingers, the palms facing forward. Chin parallel to the ground beneath you. Allow yourself to reconnect with the intention, unexpected joy. Yogis, let's take an inhale. Raise the hands all the way to the sky. Lift the gaze to the thumbs. And exhale, bow forward, knees as soft as you need them to be. Inhale is your lift halfway, hands to shins or floor. And then pop the hands down, step the right foot and the left foot back. Inhale, high plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, release the toes, and lower the rest of the body slowly down to the mat. Inhale, press into the hands, lift the heart, cobra. Exhale, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. We're going to keep moving. Let's get some heat in the body. Inhale to the toes. Exhale, soften the knees, look forward. Again, a few steps on the tippy toes to get to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise it to standing. Hands to sky, gaze to thumbs. And then exhale, take hands to prayer at heart center. Inhale, hands to sky, soft shoulders, belly in. Exhale, fold it forwards, Uttanasana. Inhale, you'll lift halfway, shoulders from ears. Exhale, place the hands down, step left foot and right foot back. High plank, inhale. Exhale, release the knees down and lower slowly to the mat. Inhale, cobra, pressing the tops of the feet to the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. Still keeping that movement. Inhale to the toes. Exhale, soft knees. This time 2 big steps to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale and fold. Inhale to standing. Once again, nice flat back as we rise here. Exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, place the hands down, step back to your high plank. And if you're ready for your chaturanga, go for it. Weight comes forward and down, we hover. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra if you've modified. Exhale, downward facing dog, and let's pause here. 5 glorious breaths. Just beginning to engage Ujjayi if you haven't already. Let's think about pressing the ground away with the hands so we activate through the fingers and we draw the weight out of the wrists. Drawing the lower belly in. Yogis, inhale to toes. Exhale, soft knees, walk, hop or float to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale, and fold. Rise to standing again, hands to sky, gaze to thumbs, hands to prayer, exhale. Now inhale, chair pose, deep bend into the knees, hands sweep out in front of you. Let's keep the knees stacked over the ankles, the weight into the heels. Hands to prayer. Inhale, find a little bit of length through the spine, and then exhale, twist to the right hand side, left elbow around outside of right knee. The seat is lower than the heart here, yogis, and the right shoulder is rolling away from the ear. As you inhale, find chair pose again, hands reach out in front. Exhale and fold. Inhale, you'll lift halfway. Now if you have a jump back to your chaturanga through your vinyasa, please feel free to take it. Otherwise, your vinyasa, whatever that looks like, modify as you need. Let's inhale, right foot to sky. Exhale, step the right foot forward in between the hands, rise up, high crescent lunge, hands to ceiling. Exhale and release. Your vinyasa, my love. So if you want to keep that right leg lifted as you lower, take a three-legged vinyasa. Tuck toes, downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, left foot comes to sky, exhale, step it through. Rise up on the inhale, this energizing breath takes the hands high. And the exhale softens them back to the mat. Again, begin your vinyasa. Any variation you want to use, this is your practice. I can never impress that upon you enough. Downward facing dog. We're going to keep moving, my loves. Inhale, come up to the toes. Exhale, soft knees, look forward. Make your way to the top of the mat. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Chair pose again, nice big bend into the knees. Long in the spine, active in the belly. Exhale, take hands to prayer at heart center. Inhale, lengthen through the spine again, and then we will twist to the left-hand side. Right elbow around the outer edge of the left knee. Again, seat is low, spine is long. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long legs. Plant the hands down, step or hop it back. Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Yogis, inhale, right foot to sky. Exhale, step forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, hands to sky. This time, exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. Inhale, rise the hands back up. Exhale, release, step back to plank and lower through your vinyasa. Inhaling, cobra or upward facing dog, rolling shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot to sky as you inhale, step forwards. Exhale. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, rise the hands back. And then release. Awesome. Take your vinyasa or meet us directly in downward facing dog. And we'll take 5 breaths here, just enjoying the familiarity of downward facing dog. A really lovely pose to not rest in, but to reset in. A pose that we continually come back to within the practice. Come onto the toes, soften the knees, look forward, walk up or float to the top of the mat. Halfway lift is your inhale, exhale is your fold. Chair pose as we draw the breath in. Now steady the weight through the heels, and then let's take it to Ardha Utkatasana. So we're pressing the belly to the thighs, the spine is parallel with the ground beneath you. Just take one inhale here. And then as you exhale, begin to fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place the hands down. Step or float it back. Your vinyasa. And again, we return to downward facing dog. And shift the weight into the left foot and rise the right foot to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, pull the knee towards the nose. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze the breath out. Inhale, right foot up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, and then step the right foot in between the hands. Rise up, hands to sky, high crescent lunge. So hips should be level. Right hip pulling back, left hip point drawing forward. As you exhale, turn the left heel down, open out to warrior 2. Lots of energy through the fingers, but the shoulders stay nice and soft. And then flip the right palm, inhale, right hand to sky, reverse warrior. You can take your bind here, or you can shift the gaze, whatever makes you feel most sturdy and most happy in the posture. Exhale to release. And straighten the right leg. Reach forward with the right hand, come into triangle. The right hand comes to the inside of the right shin, left hand to the sky, gaze to the left thumb. You can take a block under the right hand if that's going to give you more support. Bend into the right knee, warrior 2. Now reach forward with the right hand. The right hand lands on the outside of the right foot. Again, take a block if you'd like. And then slide the left hand under and over, so it reaches to the top of the room. Thinking beautiful straight line from fingertips to toes. Option for a half bind if you'd like, rolling left shoulder away from the ear. Now let's release that left hand down on the inside of the right foot and take the right hand to the sky. Come onto the ball of the left foot, easy twist. When you're ready, we take this to side plank. So rolling onto the outer blade of the left foot, stacking the right foot on top, and then we reach that right arm overhead. So this beautiful side stretch through right side body. Start to take the back of the right hand to the back of the spine, and then begin to bend into the right knee. So in a tree pose variation of side plank. Without pressing the right hand down, step the right foot forward to the top of the mat. Woo. And then inhale, rise the hands high, crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, reach the hands forwards. So energy through the palms, through the fingertips. Now yogis, take the hands behind the back of the body, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back, and then begin to shift the weight forward into warrior three. Now don't worry if you wobble. Let's try and get that left hip in line with the right. And almost this back bend sensation here as we draw the shoulders away from the ears. Taking one more glorious inhale. And then begin to release the right hand down towards the mat. Half moon. Take a block if you need. Left hip stacks on top of the right. Left hand reaches to the sky. So keep energizing that left heel away from you to find that beautiful tensegrity through left side body. And exhale. Release it down to a forward fold. Let's find Padangusthasana, big toe pose. So I'm going to take the peace fingers around the big toes. Take an inhale, lift halfway. And then exhale, fold forwards. So you have the belly and the hip flexors drawing you down into the forward fold, and the shoulders moving actively away from the ears. As you inhale, lift halfway, release the hands, and take your vinyasa. So either stepping or hopping or floating back, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Let's inhale, take the left foot to sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left foot up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, and then step the foot in between the hands. Rise it up, high crescent lunge. Throw the ball of that right foot. Right leg energized. Exhale, open out, warrior two. As you inhale, flip the left palm, reverse your warrior. Left hand reaches to the sky. Right hand either the back of the right leg or behind the back of the body. Find your bind, shift your gaze, work out what feels right here for you. And then as you exhale, release. Straighten the left leg. Reach forward with the left hand for Trikonasana, your triangle pose. Left hand to the inside of the left calf or block. Right hand to the sky. With the right hand stacking over the heart, reaching tall. Let's bend into that left knee, rise back up, warrior two. And then reach forward with the left hand. Left hand on the outer edge of the left foot. Right arm scoops under and then over. The right side body shining up to the sky, the belly pulling in. Your option for a half bind if you would like. Begin to release the right hand down to the mat on the inside of the left foot. And then take left hand to sky for your easy twist. Now ground the weight through the right hand, turn the right heel down towards the mat and find your side plank once again. Let's reach that left arm overhead to find that beautiful line through left side body. And then again, begin to find the bind. So left hand behind the back of the body, take a bend into the left knee, tree variation. And then without letting that left hand move, Slowly step the left foot forward. Nice. And then rise up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms. Let's take the hands behind the back of the body, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back, and then begin to shift the weight forward into the left foot as we find warrior 3 once again. So that softness in the left knee is going to help stabilize, it's going to help switch the muscles on, but it's going to make it a little bit harder to lower that right hip in line. So take your time, have a play. When you feel like it's just enough, start to release the left hand down, find half moon on the left hand side. So right hand reaches tall. Gaze shifts over to the right hand side. One long inhale here, yogis. And exhale, release down. Find Padahastasana. So foot, hand pose. We're going to draw the feet away from the ground so that we can slide the hands underneath. And then the same action as your previous forward fold. So bending into the elbows, drawing ourselves deep into this beautiful hamstring opener. Shoulders still moving away from the ears and the breath still present. When you're ready, release the hands. Take them just out in front of you by maybe a foot or so. Bend into the elbows, come right up onto the toes so you can shifty the knees into the back of the triceps, and then begin to play with your crow pose. So just shifting the weight forward and back to begin with. And then if you feel strong, you can lift one foot and then the other. Now yogis, if you're playing with crow pose, then we're going to step back to a high plank. And if you're in crow pose, let's take a long inhale. And then as you exhale, shoot the feet back, send the heart forward. Chaturanga. Magic. Take your vinyasa. Let's find ourselves into downward facing dog. So you're going to inhale, take the right foot to the sky, reaching tall with those right toes. And then exhale, pull the knee towards the nose. Step the right foot in between the hands and just take a moment to make sure the hips are level and you're on the ball of the left foot. And then begin to extend the right leg for a modern pyramid pose. The hips are level. And you can take blocks under the hands or you can walk the hands forward to come into kind of a fold over the front leg. Just take it however deep feels right. We're going to bend into that right knee now, shift the weight forward into the right foot and the left hand, and come to revolved half moon. Reaching right hand tall, this very active twist through the middle section of the spine and core. When you're ready, release the right hand down, find your standing splits. Now you can stay here, hands on the floor or on blocks, or you can start to take the hands around the right ankle, and I would say soften into the right knee to make that more available. If you want a little bit of a challenge, we can start to kick up with that left foot and start to play with handstand. So maybe you're like me here and you're just playing with kicking up 5 times. Maybe you catch some air. Wherever you are, let's journey back to standing splits. And then step the left foot all the way back. Inhale, hands to sky, high crescent lunge. Exhale, open out to warrior 2. Inhale, extend the right leg, turn the right toes to the left side of the mat, hands to sky, and then sit down into that left knee. So really active Skandasana. You can make it a little bit more challenging by extending the arms out in opposite directions. We're going to find our way back to the front of the mat. So walking the hands around the front foot, the heel toeing that right foot out to the right hand side, letting the left knee come down to the mat. Find a really lovely open lizard. So rolling the shoulders away from the ears, shining the heart to the sky. Let's release, tuck into the left toes, lift the left knee. Then pull the right foot away from the ground, keeping the right knee to the back of the right tricep. Let's fire it up a little bit more. Take right knee to left tricep. And then find fallen triangle. Right leg extends out to the left hand side, left hand to the sky. Long inhale here, yogis. Exhale, release the left hand down. Very simply, step it back, high plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, take the left foot up towards the sky. Again, reaching tall, active through the toes. Then pull the left knee forwards, land the foot in between the hands. Again, modern pyramid. So extend the left leg, hips are level, right onto the ball of that back foot, the arms and hands, wherever feels right for you to get the activation and the stretch. When you're ready, bend into the left knee. We're going to find our way into revolved half moon once again. So right hand down, left hand to the sky, right heel presses away. Standing splits as you exhale, lowering the hands, and again taking whatever variation you would like. So again, if you're coming with me, we're going to take 5 kicks up to handstand, keeping the right leg long, keeping the left leg active. And maybe we catch some air, maybe we don't. So together, let's find our way into high crescent lunge. Bend into the left knee, step the right foot back. And as you inhale, rise the hands to the sky. Exhale, open out, warrior 2. Inhale, extend the left leg, hands to ceiling. Exhale, Skandasana, nice and active. So bending into the right leg. Again, option to take it further by extending the arms out in opposite directions. Use your hands as support now if you'd like to come around to the front of the mat. The right foot faces forward, so does left foot. And then heel toe the left foot out to the left-hand side. Take the right knee down, find your lizard. A moment of pause amongst the heat. Some familiarity amongst the challenge. Start to release. And again, let's find our way into that hanging plank. So lift the right knee. Start to press the left knee to the back of the left tricep. Peel the left foot off the floor. And then send that left knee over to the back of the right tricep. And find fallen triangle. Extend the left leg out. Take the right hand to the sky. Keep lifting high with the hips. As you exhale, release the right hand down. Step it back, high plank. Take your vinyasa or mitas directly in downward facing dog. Yogis, let's inhale, come to the toes. Exhale, ripple the weight forward into your plank pose. Now inhale again here, and then we lower with knees up, 4, 5, all the way to the mat. 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Give the shoulders a little wiggle. Now let's cactus the arms, so hands out, big bend into the elbows. Press the tops of the feet into the mat, lift the heart. So there's this squeezing action of the elbows behind the back of the body, and the gaze is low so the neck stays nice and long. Take one more breath, and then lower. Straight into the next variation. Arms are going to reach out in front of you, palms facing one another. And now we're going to lift the feet and the chest all at the same time. Think of someone almost pulling you in opposite directions rather than pulling you up. Yeah? And then lower down as you exhale, a little wiggle of the hips to release the lower spine. We'll come into bow pose, take a bend into the knees, reach back and catch the outer edges of either the feet or the ankles. Then when you're ready, kick into the hands to lift the chest away from the ground. Keep squeezing the knees towards one another. So this beautiful opening through the front of the body, super active in the back body. As you exhale, release it down, release the legs. Again, little wiggle of the hips, side to side. So now coming into Sphinx pose, I'm going to slide the elbows underneath the shoulders, pressing the hands into the mat. Just drive the heart forward, this passive back bend to release all of our hard work. She says, now, tuck into the toes, start to lift the knees from the mat, start to lift the thighs and the belly. Oh, the hard work's not over. We are in forearm plank. Now pulling the belly to the back of the spine, doming through the shoulders, energizing the heels away. Keep breathing. We'll start to walk the feet up towards the elbows for dolphin. And just making sure the elbows are still shoulder width distance. Start to take the gaze forwards. Look between the hands. See if you can shift the weight so that the chin comes to the thumbs and then press it back. Chin forward and back. Keep really strong in the core here as we move forward and back. This is a lot of work for the shoulders. So just one more and back. Beautiful. Guys, you have the option to play with your forearm stand, to stay with me here in dolphin, or to come into child's pose. Wherever you are, allow your destination here to be a conscious decision. Whenever you're finished with dolphin or finished with forearm stand, we start to just come to child's pose. We take a couple of breaths here together. Then just start to make your way to sit back onto the heels, resting the hands on the thighs. Again, a couple of breaths, a little wiggle of the head, release of the neck. And then we come into a seated forward fold. I'm just going to let the hips sway to one side, extend the legs out in front of us. Now, we'll start together with a little bend into the knees, feet active. Inhale, take the hands to the sky, and exhale, dive the heart towards the toes. Let the hands rest somewhere comfortable. So you have definitely encouraged even to stay here, finding this length through the lower spine. However, of course, if you would like to, the invitation is there to extend the heels away from you, to straighten the legs, and to target now the hamstrings. See if you can stay soft. Begin to draw yourself out of the forward fold and take a bend into the knees. We come to Baddha Konasana. The knees are going to split out to either side, and we're going to open the feet like a book. So taking the thumbs to the inside of the soles, inside of the feet, and then rolling them away from one another. And then same flat back idea. Let's see if we can send the heart forward rather than the nose. And once we come into our fold, let the head get heavy. Rise out of this as mindfully as you moved into it. You can use the hands to draw the knees back towards one another. We're going to come down to lying on the back, so taking the arms out in front. So we're going to create that C shape with the spine as we let lower and then middle and then upper back connect to the ground beneath us. Deepen the bend into the knees so the heels come towards the seats, and we'll plant the hands either side of the body. We're going to press into the feet, lift the hips to the sky for bridge, glutes nice and active, and then start to rise the arms overhead, palms shining towards one another. Just feeling this in the glutes and the thighs. Breathe. Then keeping the arms as they are, begin to gently lower, middle, lower spine, and then hips to the mat. We're going to keep the arms here still. Again, start to press into the feet, lift the hips up to the sky. So bridge pose, you have the option to stay, of course, or come with me into wheel. So we're going to bend into the elbows, plant the hands either side of the ears, fingers facing to shoulders, and then press into the feet so we flip the crown of the head to the mat. And then press into the hands and send the heart forward and up. If you're with me in wheel, let's start to come down. So we draw the chin towards the chest and then lower down, return to that same bridge pose. So arms extended overhead, and then together we will lower the middle and lower spine to the ground to release. And let the knees sway out to the right and to the left. Just releasing the lower spine. From here we come to reclined pigeon. We're going to stack the right ankle on top of the left thigh and just begin by guiding the right leg away slightly with the right hand. You have the option, of course, to stay or take it deeper by interlacing the hands behind the back of the left thigh. Now, yogis, let the shoulders soften towards the mat. Start to find that familiar sense of heaviness, familiar sense of ease that we began with in the practice. And keep this ease as we release the leg and thread the right leg over the left to find twisted roots or our eagle twist. So letting the knees come over to the left, the head sway lightly to the right. We'll use our inhale to slowly come back to center. Unravel the legs, shift the hips back to the middle of the mat if they've moved, and then take it to the other side. So left ankle on top of right thigh. And then your variation. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you guide the legs closer and take the hands behind the back of the right thigh or the front of the right shin. As always, your practice, your choice. When you're ready, let's find that twist. So release the right leg, thread the left leg over the right, and let the knees come out to the right hand side. Again, maybe if comfortable, head can sway to the left side. It is again the inhale that draws us back to center. We unravel the legs, we shift the hips back to the middle of the mat, and take any final movements that you would like to experience before you come into your Savasana. Extending the legs long, letting the hands rest either side of the body. Take a full inhale through the nose. Sigh the breath away. And settle. You have nothing to do, nowhere to go. You have nothing to manage. Simply embrace this moment of stillness. Enjoy your well-deserved rest. Yogis, this is where I leave you. Please stay as long as you can, as you want, in your Savasana. Once you leave the practice, now that your joy radar is well and truly tuned, I wonder if you can notice just a little bit more magic in the ordinary or the new. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.